together with Bernatowski and D'Angelo Hamilton. And he's going to use Justin Young and Tran to match up against Lee Shuai-Lin and Malcolm Miller.
Bringing the action from Changhua Stadium in Taiwan. Ball is up, game is on. Saigon first control of the basketball. Hughes, as you mentioned, guarded by Kenny Chen. Young hesitated. Quatran from beyond the arc, it's a miss.
That's one of the things that's going to be key here for the Saigon Heat. Their three-point shooting will be one of their keys. Together with the Formosa Dreamers, #1 team in terms of three-point shooting in the league.
Here come the Dreamers. Chen getting bumped. Tevin Glass, too deep, too strong. The advantage that they had in that matchup. So it's the Dreamers first to the board, 3-0. 9 and 10 remaining in the first.
And this is what we're talking about. Kenny Chen, primary defender against Trayvon Hughes, gives them the ability to switch, whether it's Chen or Malcolm Miller.
Bernatowski. Oh, he can stroke it for sure. He averages 10 attempts from downtown every game.
Remember in that matchup against Formosa, he had 8 triples en route to 39 big points.
Bernatowski with a steal, leading the break. He gets fouled from Bihowski, who really stepped into that Hughes' role of facilitating the offense. He would play point forward, and that's also a large reason why he got the 39 points.
That's right, and you know, see back-to-back threes here for Trayvon Hughes. And remember that game, Hughes fell down to injury in the second quarter of that game. So a lot of people are saying because that game went into overtime, could have been a different result had Hughes stayed healthy.
Another steal for Saigon. They go to Bernatowski again. He's feeling it. Murphy comes up short. Formosa getting the basketball. Kenny Chen attacking using the left hand.
And there you see the athleticism of Kenny Chen, one of the best finishers among locals in the open floor.
He's also tasked with guarding Trayvon Hughes, and he's putting pressure on Hughes for the entire court. But Hughes still able to take the shot. Rims out though.
One of the things that's going to be something that we will try to observe is the number of turnovers for each squad, because these two teams are not really known for turning the ball over at a high rate.
How about the defense, Marco, that Saigon is showing here? A couple of steals. That was a block for Bernatowski, but Hamilton kind of got rejected by the rim.
Way to get back down in transition. Talking about Formosa Dreamers.
Artino uses the glass. And yeah, the Dreamers have found advantage near the basket.
Dreamers not really known as a fast-breaking team, but that time it was a good forward pass to Artino, who uses his body to defend that basketball.
It's cliche when people say, get what the defense gives you, but that's exactly what...
Get it up there.
But Malcolm Miller now with 2 fouls. See how he's able to balance that.
A little bit of full court pressure for the Heat.
Miller, baseline J, front trims it. 7 apiece for Saigon and Formosa. Hughes. Atokwa, extra pass, Young from outside, Justin Young. That is the 3rd three-pointer for Saigon.
Saigon so far shooting 50% from long distance, and if they're able to keep this rate, Dreamers are going to have a hard time.
Miller crashes. Saigon off to their attack. Hughes now. Bernatowski will try again from deep, not this time.
Dreamers dodging a bullet there.
Now Glass wants to take on Young. Instead, it's Artino who will take a 3 and will make it as well.
And this is the versatility of Will Artino. He's able to stroke it from the outside as well as from the inside. That's going to force Hamilton to really come out on D.
Under 6 minutes to play in the first. Hamilton losing it, recovering, but the defense of Artino was there. Tevin Glass gets past Young. Oh, gets rejected by Hamilton.
Hamilton beating him up top.
No question about how clean that block was. Saigon could not convert. Another transition opportunity for Formosa. Glass gets it. Staying patient this time, gets it over Hamilton.
I like the patience there coming from Tevin Glass. Despite the defense of Hamilton, still able to finish.
Trayvon Hughes misses. Very fast-paced action here in the first, Marco.
You know, this type of pace you might say favors the Saigon Heat because Formosa is a more deliberate half-court type of squad, but so far they've had the answer.
And they have been doing it from inside and out. Kenny Chen picking up where he left off last January 24th where he knocked down the guy who gave him a tough time when they first met, Kyle Baron. But this time, Trayvon Hughes missing still. That's back-to-back layups that he missed.
Moving to the floor, I believe that is Chen. For the two Chens, Chen Chinyen, the point guard for the Dreamers, also making his entrance here.
Artino again. Now it's Cheng Wei. Trying to get to the basket. That's the third steal from Bernatowski.
Quick hand there from Bernatowski.
Patran slips past the defense and in with the deuce.
And this is what we're talking about. Saigon Heat love to run, love to score in transition, whether off a three or off a layup.
Good response to the timeout called by Coach Kyle Julius. Miller wants it with Glass. That's going to be a turnover.
Now the entry of Hamilton, you do not lose a lot in terms of defense, but I think primarily what you lose is the outside shooting because Baron also gives you that outside stroke aside from his offense inside the paint.
Hamilton out to show that he can provide points as well.
That's a great seal inside under the basket and a nice entry pass from Poitin.
But I get what you're saying with Baron because Kyle Baron is still the second leading scorer of the Saigon Heat. He averaged 20.6 points and also he was the team leader in rebounds with 13.7. Hughes just cannot get his shots to stay down. Kevin Glass wisely seeing that there were many defenders. He attacks anyway.
And there you see the defensive presence there of D'Angelo Hamilton. So if you're talking about comparisons, Judd, you might compare Kyle Baron a little bit.
Saigon Heat with the basketball. Bernatowski, the step back. Another three for Murphy.
That's such a sweet stroke there from Bernatowski off the step back. And you know, Kevin Glass is a respectable defender in his own right.
Miller falling into that trap of, you know, when an opponent hits a three-pointer against or you haven't seen Murphy Bernatowski play, he won't initially strike you as the shooter of the squad.
He's built more like a bruiser inside.
Hamilton, lots of contact there, none whistled. Ball. Another three-pointer. How many has he taken here in the first quarter? But hey, if it's falling, he's had 3 of those already fall in.
So far, he's 3 out of 5 or 3 out of 6.
Chen to Cheng from the corner. One dribble in the jumper, doesn't go. Miller chases the rebound. Another opportunity for Formosa. 2 minutes remaining in the first. 7 on the shot clock for the Dreamers. Hamilton gets the steal. Patran lobs it up. And that is a very dangerous foul. Hamilton called out when the lineups are being introduced. It drew a loud roar inside the Changhua Stadium.
There's a big following here in Taiwan.
Entry pass anticipated. Also the fans, save the fans from anything untoward. Trayvon, his team needing some saving at this point. Oh, they have done enough to tie the game at 17. But you can tell the momentum mostly with Formosa at this point. Cheng Wei from the corner. 3-ball is good.
And that's the reason why he has been inserted into this game. That 3-point shot of his.
We have already seen 7 3-pointers combined from these two teams in the first quarter alone.
Formosa really focusing their defense on that ball screen for Trayvon Hughes.
Here's Hughes, gets the 3 points back.
I think Kende releasing a little bit too early there, allowing Trayvon Hughes that open jumper.
35 seconds remaining in the first quarter at least. Kenley making his move. Hamilton not biting on the fake. Good entry pass, but the defense for Hessman too early.
Too early, just a couple of steps too early. Opening it up for Trayvon Hughes. About a 3-second shot clock and game clock differential.
Saigon looking to take the last shot of the first period. Hughes, guarded by Cheng. Hesitation, gets bumped, no whistle. Chen, making his move now. Miller to beat the first quarter buzzer. It will not fall. He's looking for a foul to keep in step. Marco Benitez and John Sulit here now before we get going with the second quarter. We'd like to extend our warmest greetings to birthday boy, Mr. Jericho Ilagan, COO of the ABL. Happy birthday, sir.
Of course, happy birthday, sir.
Miller has yet to score, and he gets blocked by Bernatowski. I'm really impressed with the defense of Murphy.
Bernatowski, quick hands, whether it's out on the perimeter or getting that block up top. As you mentioned, turnovers of the Formosa Dreamers allowing Saigon Heat to come back into this game. 6 turnovers in the first quarter, allowing Saigon to get 7 points off turnovers.
And Miller has really struggled. He has missed his first 5 attempts of this game.
That was great ball movement on the part of the Heat, but everything but the shot with Bernatowski.
You know, on the other side, Trayvon Hughes has also been struggling from the field, just 2 for 9. But those 2 makes were 3-pointers, so he still has 6.
Or triples, so they've connected on 5 triples already here in the first half.
Miller is still looking for his. Had to send it out to Kenny Chen. Chen gets tripped. Hughes leaving it for Hamilton, and Hamilton will throw it down.
The Saigon Heat, one of the best at stealing the basketball, averaging about 8 steals a game. Right now, they already have 5.
They have really clamped down on Formosa. Artino trying to spark something for his squad. Again, you know, Hamilton shows you that you don't need to block the shot. Miller, he gets fouled, and he will take a pair of free hands and go through the net.
Right.
For a player, what exactly is it about that?
Well, for scorers, when you keep missing your field goal attempts, you lose a bit of confidence. But once you get your free throw in, as Trayvon Hughes not lacking any confidence today, but once you get your free throw in, if you're a scorer, it just gives you that feeling of the ball going into the net or through the net, which really amps up your confidence. Deguara to grab 30 rebounds in that ball game.
Hughes taking the steal and the walk in the park. He's pumped up.
Saigon Heat have almost equaled their steals output per game here in the first half alone.
And you can tell that the Formosa offense has become more hesitant with the number of turnovers that Saigon has forced them. 26-22. Heat up. Artino getting bothered. Was looking for a foul. A couple of times that he felt that there should have been calls, and he felt referees missed something. That's why he's so pumped up and had to yell out, "Let's go," after that layup. And he's going, but he's also missing quite badly on that shot.
You know, after 4 straight losses, you really want to take your frustration out on your next opponent.
Miller, no field goals yet for that man. That change is there with Malcolm Miller.
That's what we talked about. After seeing those free throws go in, one time, quick release from the outside.
Neither team able to pull away here. 26-25, Saigon ahead. Hamilton, he has that outside shot and he shows it.
I think he heard what we said, that does not have the outside shot as well as Kyle Barron. So showing us up right now is D'Angelo Hamilton.
Well, in the 5 games that he played for Saigon before this, he was a 33% outside shooter. Another steal for Saigon. And they are really anticipating the passes of Formosa. Hughes gets it up over the outstretched hands of Miller.
And Dreamers being a little bit careless with that basketball result that has resulted in baskets on the other end.
After an early struggle for Trayvon Hughes, went 2 for 9 to begin the game. He now has 12 points. 6 of those coming very early here in the second period. Glass going one-on-one. Count that as another steal. But the counter theft. Glass going to Artino. Pass was too strong. Shooting 3 out of 4. How about the 4 steals, Marco, that he has had?
He's really been the jump starter here for the Saigon Heat. That's why Coach Kyle Julian 11-5 here in the second quarter.
And talking about the lineup of Saigon Heat, they are entering this game with just 9 active guys on their roster. I wonder if that will, build them maybe towards the end of this game. Not at this point, that's for sure, as Hamilton adds 2 to their lead.
But something tells me, Jed, that Coach Kyle Julian probably won't even use all 9 in this ball game.
Miller against Bernatowski. The switch puts Hamilton on him. They want it with Artino. Only 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Miller could not bail them out. Quadran up high for that rebound.
And again, in that defensive sequence, the hands of Bernatowski forcing Artino to pass the ball out.
Beautiful spin there for Young, but the shot did not go. Kenny Chin gets it, and the bonus.
And Kenny Chin has shown it.
Off to the other side, Saigon staying patient. Lurker sets the initial screen. Hamilton, another one. Tran tries to throw it up off the glass, no good. For all the success that Saigon has had here in the second quarter, you would think that they have a comfortable lead
in terms of steals, but the solid half-court defense, you talk about something like that. Another good stop here for the Saigon Heat.
And that is another jam. This time courtesy of Turker.
That's 17 points from turnovers. Very uncharacteristic of the Dreamers. And you mentioned a three-week layover or a layoff. They could be showing some signs of rust here.
Formosa, where do they go? 7 seconds on the shot clock. Miller passes it in between Cheng. Those steals already, and they are past their season average. Hughes, hesitation. Out to Turker. Went up, went down at the basketball, and that's just something you cannot do. Artino. He has been looking for that foul call.
Playing physical against Will Artino, not giving him a straight line to the basket.
Hughes gets clipped by Cheng Wei. But now you're right, it's shiftiness, it's explosiveness. That's enabled the game right now.
That's what we've seen from the likes of James Harden, who does not wow you with his ability to jump out of the building. But really, the ability...
Who made that turnover, forced that turnover, count that as a steal, or count that as whatever statistic that could be counted.
14 turnovers right now already for the Formosa Dreamers.
That's why, to some extent, Saigon can afford misses like those because they get the ball back anyway. Not this time, though, as Tevin Glass makes sure that they get 2 points.
That's something we've not seen pretty much the entire first half. Tevin Glass getting all the way to the cup.
Bernatowski forcing it, drawing the foul. It will be
here in the second quarter. Only 9 points for them with about 2.5 minutes remaining.
Chen looking to orchestrate. Now it's Cheng Wei. Gets nearer. The leaner doesn't get the bounce.
And they're going to give him that shot the entire afternoon. Talking about Cheng Wei. 2-3 zone that time for the red shirts.
Hughes again with that in and out dribble. Hamilton, the extra pass. Young, he hit one from that side earlier. This time it's a miss.
But again, that was an open shot.
It's good. They are up by 8 rebounds, but they also have 11 more turnovers. So the possessions that they gain, they throw them away anyway. However, Hamilton just a halfers by 8 points here in the second quarter. It is just an 8-point lead, something that we know in basketball is not. Saigon inbound to Hamilton. Looking to go one-on-one. Involved squad. Back to Hamilton, 2-man game, stopped by Will Artino.
Artino showing us that he too can play defense on the inside against Hamilton.
75 seconds remaining in the first half. Good block stop by Bernatowski. Hughes looking to go. He's been frustrated by the defense of Cheng Wei.
And then that was a solid stop there on the part of Chen. You know, I think sometimes it's really impossible to defend, to stop somebody like Trayvon Hughes. Sometimes you just have to try to stay in front, be physical on him a bit. Like you rely a lot on the help side defense to try to avert him from getting a straight line to the basket.
5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Miller settles for a 3 and misses. Tran running, tried to get it to Hamilton. Not the best inside pass there. Display of strength from D'Angelo Hamilton. I don't think they can stop the play. Both teams saying that there's a wet spot on the floor. Hughes again with a crossover, just not getting that high looping shot. 8 seconds remaining. Formosa. Cheng Wei attacking. Gets fouled. And that is what happened. 2 seconds remaining. Can Saigon score? Bernatowski. Oh, almost.
Characteristic of them. So despite their advantage in terms of rebounding, it was offset by the number of steals or the number of possessions they gave up to the Saigon Heat.
What was something they did positively though? What's a reason why they are only down by, well, now it's 8 after that Bernatowski shot?
Well, I think one of the things that they did positively was take control of the basket of the boards. 25 rebounds for them. So also did not allow the Saigon Heat to get second chance opportunities. So that is one thing that they limited on the part of the Saigon Heat. If they gave them a lot of second chance opportunities, it would probably be a much bigger margin for the Heat.
It could be a problem for Saigon too if Malcolm Miller could start going. Open up the game with 5 straight misses. Now he's 3 for 11. Still not a good clip, especially for the leading scorer of the Dreamers. Justin Young takes it strong to the basket.
And also whenever you allow somebody like Justin Young, who's not really known for his scoring, to get a straight line to the basket, that tells you that your defense is a little bit lacking.
Glass misses on that short attempt.
One guy who has not been a factor so far, Lee Shui Lin, has been quiet so far for the Dreamers.
That's why he was replaced early by Chen Xinyan. Now Coach Dean Murray giving Lee Shui Lin another chance here. Remember that one of the biggest wins they had here in this gym against Ala Pilipinas. Yes. It was a Lee game winner that gave them that. It also came on his birthday, actually.
And you know, in their past meeting last December, Saigon really gave them a hard time for overtiming that game. That was played at CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh as Bernatowski gets another rebound.
He was just really patient there.
First pair of second chance points, actually, for the Saigon Heat.
Lee guarded by Tran. Lee getting away. Glass, mid-range J. Still nothing. Tevin Glass. Also not the kindness of afternoons for him. Tran from outside. It's short.
That was a wide open shot there for Tran as Trayvon Hughes so good at handling that basketball in traffic.
And that shot!
Entry pass.
However, that's the second three-point play opportunity that they weren't able to capitalize on. The first one earlier from Kenny Chen.
That's one thing that Ardino rather has struggled at is free throw shooting. Only shooting about 65%.
Hamilton takes it. What's that? Well, that's exactly what Calderon was for the Heat. He was their second leading scorer, only behind Trayvon Hughes. Miller looking for Artino. They like this matchup with Bernatowski on him instead of Hamilton. So there's Artino, flips it up, foul called.
In a physical contest such as this, where Saigon has not been able to break the game wide open, that's a nice steal from behind from Kenny Chen.
That was all about effort as he really chased Hughes from behind. Miller not getting the 3 though.
Would have been a momentum shifter there had Miller gotten that 3-point shot.
Bernatowski too strong. Great defense for Miller. Just sacrificing his body. Tevin Glass, ball off of his foot.
Tevin Glass, instead it bounces off his foot.
Tran trying to leave it off to Hamilton. And it's impressive too, because remember the last time we saw Hamilton, he was filling in the role that was vacated by Trayvon Hughes. Now it's the role that is left open by Calderon, opposite ends of the spectrum, but he remains very effective. A miss from outside for the Heat. Their lead is at 9. Formosa trying to trim that deficit. Malcolm Miller does so.
And that's going to be a warning on Malcolm Miller for the lead. Between only 9 or 11 points right now for the leading scorer of the Dreamers.
Tran now setting up the play for the Heat. Hamilton providing the pick. The staggered, the second one by Young. Tran puts it up. Money on the three.
Something Malcolm Miller did not expect. It was way outside. A couple of 2 steps away from the three-point line.
Kenny Chen, impressive lay-in. Not the result he wanted. About Miller, the dance, the shot, no good.
And again, no second chance opportunities for the Formosa Dreamers.
There's very little flow in their offense right now.
After that initial ball screen, quick attempt as Bernatowski again takes advantage of the mismatch down low.
Versus Saigon here in Taiwan. This is the first of 2 ABO games you can watch today. The second one will be later. Happening in Indonesia, the CLS Knights take on the visiting Mono Vampire. Foul as Hughes tried to
getting a steal.
And Marco, 15 turnovers that Saigon has forced Formosa to commit. Obviously impressive. Artino there getting the deuce on the hook shot. But also equally impressive is how Saigon has limited themselves to just 4 errors.
Just 4 errors for them while getting 9 steals. So execution-wise, Saigon has gotten the better of this Dreamer squad.
Bernatowski asking for the pick. Jumper well defended. Chen attacking. Kenny Chen, acrobatic attack.
And again, finishing with the left hand in the open court, that time against Trayvon Hughes.
Deficit down to 8. Chen has 9 points. Here's Hughes. Has been quite silent here in the third quarter. Hasn't scored yet. Hamilton loses it.
Could change the complexion and really swing the momentum to the side of the home squad.
Artino. They've been playing their offense through him. Here's Miller. 4 of 14 from the field. We go back to Artino. That's the matchup they want, but the steal taken away by Hamilton. And Hamilton will lose possession. Oh, will lose control, but they're not getting as many assists, as many steals rather, as they did in the first half. They're still stopping the Formosa Dreamers in a lot of their offensive attacks.
Tough shot there on the part of Trayvon Hughes, but again, Justin Young just doing enough, tapping the ball out.
Tran attacking baseline. Young floats it over Miller.
What a positive contribution Justin Young has done for the Saigon Heat so far today.
I honestly thought Quatran stepped along the baseline though, and that's exactly what Artino was asking the referee.
That's going to be a foul on. Realize that reinserts Durker right away.
It was also Young's 3rd foul. Durker with a pair of fouls as well. Quatran, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Tran finds Hamilton, what a pass! Sets up that jam.
That's a beautiful dish there on the part of Quatran, McMahon in Hamilton.
And that's the 2nd consecutive sequence that he did that. Thread the baseline and then set up a teammate for a dunk, for an easy dunk. The first time was a lane from Young.
Yeah, and that's something that the young point guards have to learn, to keep your dribble alive even if you get inside the paint.
That's also a very fantastic find. Chen Xinyan lobbing it up to Artino.
No look pass there from Chen Xinyan, and that is the reason why he has gotten most of the playing time at the point guard spot in place of Visual Lin.
Again, Tran Now losing that basketball to the side. Lee had to do to get 2 points was what he did. Ball stripped away.
But you know
that good pass also that he made for Hamilton. How about Chen? An assist earlier, now a bucket. Brings the Dreamers within 6.
So steady at that point guard spot is Chen Xinyan.
Hughes restores order to the Saigon Heat.
Nonchalantly pulls up for that 18-footer, Trayvon Hughes.
Miller making his way to the basket, had to kick it out. 48 seconds remaining in the third. Glass draws the foul there.
You know, one thing that has been lacking from the Dreamers this afternoon is their three-point shooting. Normally average about 23 three-point attempts per game.
Bernatowski recovers. They go back to Hamilton, turn around, the fadeaway. Would have been impressive. And now the Dreamers have a chance to get closer. Chen against the much younger Quatran. 10 on the 24 for Formosa. Chen now bumping in, hit the corner of the glass. Quatran goes to Durker, who slams it home!
Another positive contribution from Quatran.
Quarter, Marco, it really looked like the Dreamers were going to climb back and make a ball game out of this. But Saigon, one thing they have done throughout this game is stay composed.
That's right. That's a great point, Judd. They threatened coming as close as 7 or 5 points. But again, as you mentioned, Saigon Heat just doing enough to keep the Dreamers at bay. And they get a positive play coming from Quatran. Of course, Chris Durker with an exclamation point to end the third quarter. Saigon,
they could not respond to that initial basket from Formosa. Glass wants it against Durker. Cheng Wei bumps in onto Chen Xinyan. Good ball movement. Does it result to a bucket? Not this time.
And you know, one thing that number one guy off the bench for the Formosa Dreamers.
That's right. Hasn't played a single second in this match. Durker gets blocked by Artino. They could not save that basketball. And who deserves a mention after a spectacular third quarter for him. Hamilton does enough to fend off the defense, gets the lay-in.
And again, another turnover resulting in 2 points on the opposite end. 22 turnover points right now for the Heat.
Artino.
So it just takes a spark for them that they can get back in this game in a hurry.
Glass barrels in, loses control. Bernatowski gets a rebound, sends it out to Quatran, who loses the 7 assists already. He usually has someone to set up. That time he was alone.
I guess Li Shuilin.
Miller to Glass now. 8 minutes and change left in the game. Lee, nothing felt from him yet. Glass will take it from outside. That's short. Trayvon Hughes jumps in the middle of all those threes. Bernatowski a three.
Again, no good. Dodging a bullet are the Dreamers. You know, Li Shuilin has been very tentative here. Even offensively, he has not looked for his shot this entire ball game.
That will be another foul whistled on the Saigon.
They're a respectable shooting team. They're actually 72% from the free throw line, but that's going to be another miss.
However, it turns out to be 2 points. Good tap out from Tevin Glass.
That's a lucky break there on the part of the Dreamers, but Coach Dean Murray will take it at this point.
Only the first 2 points of Li Shuilin.
5-point ball game right now.
Hughes. Now it's Bernatowski. Getting to his spot. Trayvon. Was top. Formosa with a golden opportunity here. Tevin Glass will be fouled. Opportunities. Formosa needs to make the most of those.
Yep, and you know, that's at least 2 open looks for Bernatowski from the 3-point line. He's shooting 2 out of 9 right now.
And that transition attack also from Quatran that he lost control. Hamilton leaves it up for Bernatowski. Another assist for the Heat.
Finally making sure the basket is Bernatowski. 16 points right now. A nice drop pass coming from Hamilton.
And Hamilton has really provided very well for his team.
In the absence of Kyle Barone, really stepped up. He has seen every minute on the floor in this game.
Hughes takes that pick, jumper no good, but it bounced back to the hands of the Saigon Heat. Glass makes that. Leon Bernatowski gets the steal. Lee Shui Lin getting sneaky with it.
That's a better point guard for you, for Lee Shui Lin.
Miller was pushed from behind.
2 or 3 foul range, especially in the end game.
Miller almost there for that 3. And from which they failed to translate into second chance points.
Yeah, it's been frustrating for Malcolm Miller, especially from the outside. He's only connected with 1 triple in this game so far.
Hughes. Pass deflected. Hamilton takes it. Stepping on the sideline. Second there because he initially was tiptoeing, not stepping on the line.
Waited for him to plant the heel.
Yeah, but he eventually did. And look at that, 7 Glass.
And it's now just a single possession game for the Dreamers.
Glass had something to say to Coach Cal Julius too. Patran. Oh, a burst of speed to the basket.
And how many times has Quatron probed the defense, finally going strong to the hole?
Tran gets called for a foul.
Yeah.
Did it shift?
I think after the halftime, it was more of a grinded out win, especially here in the 4th quarter, where the Saigon Heat have only scored 6 points in the 4th quarter, while the Dreamers already with 12.
Hughes could not get it. Bernatowski trying to take that ball away from Miller. Couldn't do so.
And the Dreamers also have done a better job taking care of the basketball. Only 1 turnover so far here in the 4th quarter.
67-64. A 3 could tie the game up. Artino sees Bernatowski. Murphy takes it away from him.
Yeah, the quick hands of Murphy Bernatowski. 4 steals in the game right now.
Patran. They're moving it. Young bumps into Miller. That's going to be an offensive foul. He is family supporting him out here. Lee to Miller. Now it's with Glass. Almost lost it. Artino left with 7 seconds. Looking to go against Hamilton. Artino puts it up. Misses. Hughes gets the rebound. Not the best of shots for Formosa.
Solid defense there on the point.
You're going to try to get as much advantage as you can. If it means selling a call, then so be it. Hamilton barrels it out to Hughes. Takes the 3. He's missed on his last 3 attempts from deep.
He was stroking it in the first half of the game, but here the second half, he has come out empty. It's Trayvon Hughes.
Artino puts the ball on the floor. Flicks it up, no good.
Another solid defensive stop from D'Angelo Hamilton.
Hughes to the basket. Stop there. Bernatowski left open. Money on the 3.
Finally,
not yet.
But you know, if you give Bernatowski, the 2nd best 3-point shooter in the league, enough open looks, he's definitely going to make one. So gives them a little bit of separation here in the 4th.
7 Glass, nothing there. And what's left for Formosa is a lot of just isolation, one-on-one basketball.
Yeah, that's exactly what Coach Dean Murray pointed out in that timeout. Too many isolation plays for them.
Hamilton had last touch on that basketball.
Giving them a more defensive-oriented squad.
And Lee lost control and just gave up. Went straight to complaining to the referee, and that cost him.
That's a frustration on the part of Lee Shui Lin as Quatron has gotten his number.
Lee converts from deep.
And continues to talk to the referee, asking for a foul once again.
5-point advantage, Saigon Heat. Hughes says, let's relax. Hughes gets blocked there.
Could have gotten away with a double dribble there, Trayvon Hughes.
He definitely did. Artino gets it off the glass.
5 straight points for the Saigon Heat.
A minute and a half remaining. We have a thriller going down inside the Changhua County Stadium. 9 on the 24. Hamilton sets the pick. Hughes doesn't take it. Hamilton from outside, no!
Probably not the guy you'd want taking that shot at this point of the game, as Bernatowski and just hit a triple a couple of possessions ago.
Glass fouled on his way to the cup. Dreamers within 1, less than a minute remaining in this game.
And this is the closest the Dreamers have come this entire second half.
Hughes staying patient. Lee on him. Hamilton bumps in. Doesn't get it. Artino being bothered. And that will be a foul on Tran. That will mean for the Formosa Dreamers.
If I'm the Saigon Heat, I want either Trayvon Hughes or Bernatowski taking the shot in this possession.
There's about a 7-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. 6 on the shot clock. Hughes. The separation, the jumper, no good.
Tremendous box out there from Will Artino.
Oh, they give it up. Bernatowski and the basket. Arena, they missed that free throw to waste the time. And the Saigon